Good evening. Good evening, and thank you for joining me for the 2016 State of the District and Town Hall meeting for Ohio's 3rd Congressional District. To Pastor John Bishop and Rabbi Howard Zach, thank you for those inspirational words. And to the Fort Hays School Ensemble, we thoroughly enjoyed your pre-musical performance. And what about Alexis Young, a high school student? And to the Honorable Good Judge Kimberly Cockcroft, thank you for those beautiful renditions of the national anthem and of Lift Every Voice and Sing. Mr. Mayor, Andy Ganther, Representative Heather Bischoff, thank you for your kind words and your friendship. Thank you, Mayor. Together we'll do more. To all the honored city, county, state, educational, and other elected officials, please stand and be recognized again. You deserve it. Let's give them all an applause. And it is an honor to also be joined by the 68th governor of this great state of Ohio, Ted Strickland. Please stand up, Governor. Thank you. Thank you so much. To all the other friends and guests, it is indeed an honor to stand here and talk about the 3rd Congressional District and this great state of Ohio. I consider it a tremendous privilege to serve as your Congresswoman. However, I couldn't do this job without the incredible support of my family. First, Otto Beatty Jr., my husband, best friend, advisor, and free labor. Love you and thank you. To Laurel and to Richard and to Bria, thank you for all that you do. And most importantly, when you have parents like you, you've given me joy with my 2 grandbabies. Now, they couldn't be here tonight. They know they're gonna pay for it when they get home, but you tell Leah and Spencer, I said, thank you for giving me joy, and I love them. Let me now say thank you to my entire staff, to my Chief of Staff and Chief Counsel, Kimberly Ross, to my District Director and Counsel, Matt Coppich, Deputy Director and Director of Outreach, Ron McGuire, Legislative Director and Legal Counsel, Jennifer Storypan, and Communications Director, Dominic, Dom Manicky. Thank you for all of your support and leadership. Please stand. With all my staff, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Thank you. I am honored to be here this evening at one of the district's premier high schools, East High School. Thank you, Principal Ernest Wood, for hosting us tonight. Thank you. And to the audience, having so many of you here tonight is a tribute to the Congressional 3rd Districts and the constituents that make up the district. You know why? Because you are engaged, you are informed, and without a doubt, you represent the best of the Buckeye State. So thank you. And now for tonight's message. Tonight's message will focus on the theme, the work continues. Together we have accomplished great things, but we know more lies ahead. We have work to do to secure a prosperous future for all Americans. During the last State of the District for the 113th Congress, I said it was time to reinvest in our future, in our children's future, to advance priorities that support quality K through 12 education and affordable higher education opportunities, to support innovative economic growth, to help businesses create good jobs, and to strengthen and grow our middle class. To do these things, I've always said, we need to work in a bipartisan way, which is why I continue to work with Democrats and Republicans, both in the House and the Senate, and with leaders in this community, business, financial, educational, energy, labor, and the technical sectors. And that's just to name a few. Now, let me give you a snapshot of what I've been doing. Since being sworn in since 2013, I have responded to more than 82,000 emails, faxes, phone calls, and pieces of mail. I have completed 1,300 constituent case files, and we're still counting. Now, you're gonna like this one. I have recovered more than $1.4 million in funds owed to constituents, folks like you, from the federal government. Now, do I need to say that again? $1.4 million that was owed back to constituents from the federal government. We have also hosted 77 community conversations throughout the district with constituents. Constituents from Urban Crest to Reynoldsburg, Whitehall, the east, west, north, and south sides of Columbus. In places like the Urban League, the OSU Student Union Center, public libraries, and yes, the Reynoldsburg Tomato Festival, and all of them with packed audiences. Additionally, I have introduced 40 pieces of legislation and co-sponsored another 703. All this while maintaining a busy congressional schedule, trying to come home and cook every once in a while on the weekends, and serving on the exclusive and prestigious Financial Service Committee, attending 130 Financial Service Committee activities, casting hundreds of votes on the House floor, and holding thousands of meetings in DC, and right back here at home to hear from you. So I say thank you for your letters, your emails, your calls, the input, and the time you took to contact me. You make all of tonight possible. And again, I say to you, thank you. Yet, the work continues. We must prepare for the future by working to give our children, our grandchildren, and generations yet unborn more opportunities. One way we can accomplish this is by investing in early childhood learning, just like we did in 2014, when I joined community leaders at Nationwide Children's Hospital to announce the receipt of a $16.5 million early Head Start grant for the Ohio State University from the United States Department of Health and Human Services. And another is by ensuring that our children have the necessary skills to succeed in the classroom. That's why I authored legislation to give teachers a tax deduction for their out-of-pocket supply expenses. This helps teachers keep more of their hard-earned money, and the students receive a more enriching education. Now, you want to talk about a win-win. My bill is now law. How's that for our teachers? Thank you. I'm happy to report that another bill I sponsored was enacted into law. So I'm pleased to see members of Congress in the House and the Senate on the issue of human trafficking, working together. Human trafficking, which is among the world's most prolific criminal enterprises affecting our youth. In fact, Ohio is ranked 5th in the nation for human trafficking. Each year, an estimated 1,000 children in Ohio become victims. Another 3,000 youth are at risk. That is why it was the first bill I reintroduced this Congress, and I am proud to report we got it done. We got it done. H.R. 246, I practice that a lot. H.R. 246, my human trafficking prevention bill, was passed by the House 411 to 0. I'm gonna say that again. 411 to 0. And it was signed into law by President Barack Obama last year. Thank you. And last August, I kept my word. I worked with my Central Ohio Republican colleagues, Congressman Steve Stivers and Pat Tiberi, to hold a joint roundtable, to work as one with key stakeholders like Nationwide Children's Hospital, Celebrate One, and the Columbus Public Health Department. But tonight, it's not about me, it's about leaders. So I say thank you to leaders who lead, from former Mayor Michael Coleman and the Columbus Partnership to our new mayor. Mr. Mayor, Andy Ginther, thank you for that Columbus Infant Mortality Task Force. And now Celebrate One connects mothers and newborns to much needed human resources. Let's thank the mayor again. Mayor Andrew Ginther, thank you for doing more and making a difference. This illustrates the power behind leveraging public and private partnerships. Enormous thanks goes to United Health Foundation for committing a total of $1.7 million over the next 5 years. You know why? Because it's going to help more families celebrate life's many milestones. Now, why am I telling you all of this? Why is all of this work important for our youth? Because I've been able to find common ground with leaders across the political spectrum to better help our children. If we want to fulfill the American dream for all people, the work must continue. Whether that be expanding access to safe, affordable housing, improving job opportunities, ensuring a brighter future for seniors and veterans, protecting voting rights, or creating greater diversity in our nation. For example, in the summer of 2014, I worked with then HUD Secretary Sean Donovan and other federal, state, and local officials to launch a very ambitious $225 million revitalization project for the Near East Side. Also, I'm committed to helping first-time home owners stay in their home. So what did I do? I introduced legislation to offer them the opportunity to reduce their mortgage insurance premiums. And what do they have to do? They have to complete a financial counseling class, like those being taught at Homeport, National Church Residences, and the Columbus Urban League. My bill, if enacted, will help Ohioans and countless Americans improve their understanding of financial obligations of home ownership. We need that. However, my work is not strictly limited to home buyers. We must do more to help our veterans, their families, and survivors. Veterans like Dennis Aiken, who we saw on the stage earlier, and the House of Representatives Wounded Warrior Fellow in my office, Robert Weilbacher. These are just few examples of the selfless heroes of this great nation, and they're in the audience tonight. Thank you, Robert and Dennis. That's why I introduced legislation to provide veterans resources for beds, furniture, and other necessities to make their house a home. I've heard you, listened to you, so that's why I met with Veterans Secretary Robert McDonnell to discuss the claims backlog and veterans' health care. And I organized a bipartisan veteran roundtable to talk about providing greater access to medical care. And yes, the work continues. To create brighter futures for all Americans, to build a stronger workforce and grow our economy, we must better reflect, attract, and encourage greater diversity in our nation. And let me give you an example of that work. I would be remiss if I didn't start talking about the fight in Congress to secure equal pay for equal work. Equal pay for equal work.